Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 96 of Unboxing Wednesdays for comics and other merchandise arriving in stores on Wednesday, August 29th, 2012. It's a very romantic week for comics, and a very romantic week for Rob as he opens the boxes with lots of love. Election season is getting underway south of the border in the United States. And I think everyone may want to consider Megatron for Overlord in 2012. We got these awesome Walking Dead promotional buttons in from Image Comics this week. Moving on to the collected editions, we've got Deadpool Classic Volume 7, Namor Visionaries. This reprints some of John Byrne's stories. Sonic Saga Series Darkest Storm. Irredeemable Volume 10. Reprinted from IDW is the original G.I. Joe Transformers crossover from back in the 80s. It also contains reprints of some of G.I. Joe Real American Hero from the early 90s, which had Transformers featured in it as well. Astonishing X-Men NORTHSTAR, now in hardcover, collects the engagement and marriage of NORTHSTAR to his boyfriend Kyle. This hardcover also features Alpha Flight issue 106 reprinted, which was the landmark moment when NORTHSTAR announced to the world that he was gay. Wolverine and the X-Men Volume 2 collects issues 5 through 8. Resurrection Man, Dead Again, collects issues 1 through 7. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Classics Volume 2. The G.I. Joe Field Manual from IDW. This is actually a really cool book. It's all black and white inside, and it's a lot of data and drawings. It basically goes through the original animated series, and it's a guide of characters, vehicles, places, all of that kind of stuff, all from the animated series. It seems to be very thorough. There's even characters in here that appeared for only part of an episode. Any fan of the original cartoon may want to check this out. It could be a nice gift for somebody as well. Everybody, of course, remembers Cold Slither, Cobra's rock band. It actually has the lyrics to their hit song. Okay, moving on to smaller press books, we've got Mass Effect Homeworlds issue 4. Ghostbusters Take a Visit to Seattle in issue 12. April O'Neil gets the micro-series treatment in this one-shot Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles series. Here is the April O'Neil micro-series variant. Star Wars Darth Maul Death Sentence issue 2. Here is Debris number 2. Witchblade Demon Reborn number 2. Red Sonja number 68. From Vertigo, we have Dominic Laveau, Voodoo Child, issue number 6. This is a really cool cover from Sonic the Hedgehog. This is issue 240, and it's the 16-bit variant. In Popeye issue 4, Popeye seems to be claiming this land in the name of his newly formed country, Spinachovia. Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow issue 16. If you were ever asking yourself, when is Francisco Francavilla going to draw something to do with Doctor Who, Geordie LaForge, and the Borg? Well, in Star Trek Doctor Who Assimilation Squared issue 4, you get your opportunity to view just that. Here is the other cover and the variant cover. Axe Cop President of the World, issue 2 of 3. There are crazy things going on at the top of that Space Needle, let me tell you. Angel and Faith season 9. This is Family Reunion part 3, and it's issue 13. Steed and Mrs. Peel, issue 0. Those Other Avengers. And we've got a second printing of Chew, Secret Agent Poyo, issue 1. Exo Manowar, issue 4. One of my favorite publishers right now, Valiant, rolling right along with issue 4 of the title that relaunched their universe earlier this year. Moving on to Marvel, it's a little bit of a light week. There's no AVX book this time around, being that it's the 5th week of the month. In fact, we're not going to see another AVX book until about the 2nd week of September. We've got a second printing variant of Wolverine issue 311. Marvel used to say stuff up here like second print variant, but it looks like they're just going with the word variant now. Journey into Mystery starts a new storyline called Everything Burns. This is issue 1 of 6, and it's issue 642. New Mutants number 48. The Infernal Man-Thing, issue 3 of 3. Powers number 11. FF number 21. Captain Marvel number 3, Uncanny X-Force issue 30, Hulk number 57, Winter Soldier number 9. It sounds like Ed Brubaker is leaving Marvel Comics soon, so you won't be seeing him on titles such as Winter Soldier or Captain America. Ultimate Comics X-Men number 15, Web of Spider-Man 129.2, another one of those 50th anniversary continuation books. Avenging Spider-Man issue 11. Gotta love the retro-styled cover. Wolverine and the X-Men issue 15. We just found out this week that Canadian artist Ramon Perez will be on this book pretty soon. Avengers X-Men Versus issue 5 of 6. And here's the AVX Versus variant. Okay, moving on to the DC Comics. It is the 5th week, so DC isn't releasing too many of their new 52 books, but they are releasing one important book that I know a lot of people are going to be looking for. There's a couple other books that we want to mention to you this week that you should also be on the lookout for. Also, did everybody see Rob Liefeld just go nuts on Twitter last week and quit DC and start bashing all the other creators? If you're not following comic creators and publishers on Twitter, you're really missing out. And if you're not following Stadium on Twitter, you're really missing out. Rob's freaking out on me and Ricky all the time on Twitter. We've got a new National Comics one-shot from DC, and this is Looker. We've got a Phantom Lady and Doll Man miniseries. This is issue 1 of 4. Here's Young Justice issue 19. Batman Beyond Unlimited number 7. Here's a second printing of Batman and Robin number 10, and a second printing of Batman and Robin number 11. Aquaman number 12 is an issue a lot of people are talking about today, but it's not for the story inside, even though it is awesome. It's not for the art inside or on the cover. Ivan Reis is amazing. It's because of the variant cover. What, this variant cover? No, this one's pretty amazing too. It's an Ivan Reis sketch variant cover, but there's another. No, everybody is talking about this one, the Robot Chicken Aquaman variant cover. I can't tell you how many calls we've gotten through our shop this week about this particular cover. Everybody wants to get their hands on it. It's going to be a hot book. It is a 1 in 10 variant, so they are kind of limited in supply, and it doesn't look like we're going to have any left over, but we'll have to see. This is great. I love variant covers like this. The Flash Annual number 1. This is going to be a particularly awesome book for us this week. 3 of our favorite artists are working on it. Not only do we have Francis Manapul and Marcus Toe, but our good friend Marcio Takara is also doing pencils on one of the chapters. Detective Comics Annual Issue 1. Superman Annual Issue 1 features this awesome cover that's been shown around everywhere over the last few months, featuring the artwork of Kenneth Rocafort. If you are a Green Lantern fan, you'll definitely want to be picking up Green Lantern Annual number 1. Something very significant to the Green Lantern universe happens in that. This symbol on the front is a big hint. I'll just leave it at that. You definitely want to read this. It holds some serious significance over future Green Lantern stories. Justice League International Annual number 1. This is also another book that, if you're interested in what's happening in Justice League this week, particularly this week's issue, which everybody is going to want to have their hands on, this ties into it heavily, especially in the last few pages. Also, how awesome was it that at Fan Expo this weekend they announced plans for a new Justice League of America series to run alongside of Justice League, which will feature the writing of Jeff Johns and the art of David Finch. Rob's really happy because it looks like it's going to have a very JSA feel to it, and with Dave Finch working with Jeff Johns, it doesn't get much better than that. Before Watchmen Minutemen issue 3 of 6. Love the story so far. Loving Darwin Cook's writing and artwork on this. Here is the combo pack cover, and here is the variant cover. Justice League issue 12, the book that everybody's talking about this week. It's been featured in Entertainment Weekly. It's been on all kinds of websites. DC went ahead and created Match.com dating profiles for Superman and Wonder Woman. Wonder how many messages Wonder Woman's got in her inbox the last week. It's got this awesome cover by Jim Lee. This is the regular cover. I know there was a lot of confusion over which one would be the regular cover because there was some different artwork solicited for this issue at first. You can expect this to pretty much sell out at comic shops everywhere as everyone hunts it down. So how significant is this issue going to be? Is it going to pay for your child's college education? No. Is it going to be worth a few extra bucks over the next little while? Yeah, probably. But it definitely is a cool pop culture moment and one that any DC Comics fan would like to have. Here is the combo pack cover. Here is the variant cover with the original solicited artwork. It's a Jim Lee cover featuring Aquaman. And this is the crown jewel of our shipment this week. The Jim Lee 1 in 100 sketch cover of Superman and Wonder Woman's kiss. I don't think we have a buyer for this, so you may find this in our eBay shop this week. You can check that out by searching for Unboxing Wednesdays on eBay, and we'll put a link to that right here. Also on store shelves this week is the new edition of Previews magazine, and this is for comics and other pop culture merchandise coming out starting in November 2012. Iron Man on that side, and we've got Swamp Thing over here. Ricky and I do our show Previews Reviews, where we look at some highlights out of this catalog, and you'll start seeing those probably within the next week or so. Just a reminder out there for you, if you're not able to get into a comic shop that's close by to you, or you prefer to buy your comics digitally, most of the books that we just showed you are available through our website, stadiumcomics.com. If you just click on the links for the digital store on the right-hand side of the page. If you're going to buy in digital, might as well buy from us. It helps us out, and it helps you out by getting you the stories you want to read. Last week we had 2 contests. Ricky had a contest for your most metal story ever. Ricky couldn't be here this week, so we're going to wait until next week to announce the winner of that prize. Because I think it's only fair that Stadium's God of Metal, Ricky Lima, picks the winner for that story. The other prize was for the digital copy of Amazing Spider-Man issue 692, and that prize goes to Chris the Unboxer. He's trying to steal our job. Watch it, Chris. He says, my favorite Spider-Man storyline is the one from issue 30 to 35. That's from the J. Michael Straczynski run. And that's where Spider-Man meets Ezekiel Sims and battles against Morlun. You really feel for Spider-Man, and this was the first time I felt sorry for a superhero in a comic, because he just couldn't beat Morlun. I don't want to spoil the story if you haven't read it, but it definitely was my favorite storyline of Spider-Man I have read so far. Chris the Unboxer was one of the only people to mention, that great Straczynski run. There was a lot of people who mentioned stuff like Gwen Stacy and Death of Ultimate Spider-Man. But I really liked this run myself. Rob was a big fan of it as well. J. Michael Straczynski did a great job on Spider-Man. That was his first arc. And it also led into that famous Amazing Spider-Man issue 36, which was the September 11th issue. We just had Fan Expo, which is a pretty large comic convention here in the Greater Toronto area. It goes on every year. And one of our customers, an awesome guy by the name of Justin, went and got this Batman issue 1, it's a 3rd printing I believe, signed by the artist Greg Capullo, who was in attendance. And he asked us to give this away on Unboxing Wednesdays this week. So everybody please thank Justin if you get a chance. It was awesome for him to do this. And there's also a second item that Justin has left for us to give away, and we'll see that in maybe next week's episode of Unboxing Wednesdays. Both of the things Justin left us are really, really cool. So we want to know your convention story from this year. Did you meet anyone cool at any conventions you went to this year? Are you hoping to meet anybody cool at an upcoming convention? Tell us your convention story. The best answer from the week will win this signed copy of Batman issue 1 by Greg Capullo. Alright everybody, that is it for this week. Thank you once again for watching. Please don't forget to watch all the awesome shows on our channel. And subscribe so that you can be eligible for all the cool prizes we offer, such as the Greg Capullo signed comic this week. You can connect with us on any of the websites you see listed here on your screen. Take care, everyone. We'll see you all next time for episode 97. Enjoy your comics this week.